I said, what's going on? He said, what are you doing? He said, you want to play drums tonight? I goes, yeah, sure, where? He said, well, and he hesitates for a second. He said, well, I need a bass player too. He says, is Ron playing anywhere? I said, no, Ron's not doing anything. I said, let me give him a call. And I said, well, what's going on? He said, well, you have to be at the airport with a small suitcase, and because the job's in Las Vegas. I said, what? I said, sure, that sounds really good. I didn't even know until we got on the plane who were backing up, right? So I called Ron up and I says, hey, you want to play tonight? I says, actually, do you want to play this afternoon? Because that's when the job starts. He says, yeah, sure. I said, well, pack a bag. I says, meet us at the airport. We're going to fly out of here at 11 o'clock. He goes, oh, that sounds good. So we're both game, right? But when we get to the airport, Lou's at the airport, we get on the plane. And then we start talking to Benny and Lou. And I said, well, what's going on here? He said, I got a piano player coming from LA and we're all meeting in Las Vegas. He says, we're going to be playing at the convention center in Las Vegas, and we're backing up the Coasters, Del Shannon, and Bo Diddley. That's the name I couldn't remember. I goes, really? He goes, yeah. I said, okay. So how long does it take to get to Las Vegas on a plane back then? 2 hours, right? Well, so we get off the plane, limousine sitting there waiting for us. They take us straight to the hotel. We drop off our suitcases. Then they take us to the convention center. The instruments are all set up, and we're practicing. We start practicing right there. So the Coasters walk in and they say, here's the 4 songs we're doing. Here's Del Shannon, he's going to do 3 songs. And then Bo Diddley, you're just going to wing it. Really? We're just going to wing it with him? We go, yeah, you're just going to wing it with him. It's okay, sounds good. So yeah, we
just have to play shave and a haircut.
Yeah, so here we are. We're at it's like 2:30 in the afternoon and we're practicing. When's the first show? He said, well, the first show is at 4 o'clock. I went, what? 4 o'clock? And every 2 hours. So 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
And that was Friday. That was Friday morning. All I took in my pocket was $100 with me. And the whole gig paid $100 for the weekend. That's what Betty was going to give me, about $100. Right? Oh my God, Gary, this is the greatest story on the planet. So anyways, the first show was a little shaky. But after that, the 6 o'clock, the 8 o'clock, we had everything down, right? When Bo walks in, by about the 8 o'clock show, Bo, he starts dragging all his songs. You know, it's like he's bored or something, right? So I'm giving him a good solid beat. So after the show, he pulls me off to the side. He says, you got to settle down. I said, what? He said, you got to settle down. He said, you got too much energy. I said, really? I said, well, guess what, Bo? I said, you're stuck with me for the weekend, so you better get used to it. That's all we said. He never talked to me for the rest of the weekend, and I never talked to him for the rest of the weekend.
Oh.
And each show was like,
you made him get it.
Yeah. It was. The shows were better. He sounded better. I backed down, and I got into his groove, and I'll tell you.
You guys found a happy medium.
That's right.
Cool. Right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, I drove his ass.
Oh, no. Well, I wanted to.
Go Bo Diddley, mouth out.
I really wanted to, Scott. You know, I ain't going to lie to you. But, you know, I just said, no, you're stuck with me. I said, so we got to work it together, you know. I said, that was it.
Yeah, cheers.
And then Louis sitting there going, I can't believe you had a fight with Bo Diddley. I said, what the hell? I said, I just had a few words with him, that's all. You know, he's the one who pulled me off the side. So here's the kicker.